If you could go back in time, what would you do different, Bryan?
From a light point of view, I'd say I'd not do maths in school.
Wow.
Like an absolute waste of my time.
But it was compulsory.
Yeah, that's why.
You did
But
it.
if I had a choice, anyway. But on a serious note, I think I would forgive myself for so many things that I think I carried deep down. I think I had a very tough childhood. And so many things that happened to me, I think I carried it as like I was partly to blame for what, for the wrong things that happened in my life when I was growing up. So I think for me, if I was to go back different, just be like, man, you're a child, man. This has nothing to do with you. Just let it go. Because you carry so much within yourself, and now it affects how you relate to people later on in life. So I think I would have forgiven myself much, much, much earlier on and let go of so many things instead of holding on to them. Because now it spoils your relationship with so many people.
It's true.
Yet it was nothing you could have done.
Yeah, but it's
you
trauma.
Were the child.
It's trauma.
Yeah. So I think I would let go sooner than I did.
Let go sooner.
Let go of so many things that hurt me when I was growing up. Much, much sooner. Understanding that those things were never really going to help me in any way, actually.
I like that. Yeah. I like that. DJ Absolute.
Yes.
If you could go back in time, what would you do different?
There's some relationships I would have avoided very fast. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Walked past your ex.
Walked past. There are painful lessons to learn. As in, when I look back at it, I'm like, no, I should have gone this way instead of this way. When you think about it, you're like, this number of years I spent here, if I would have just spent them a bit differently with maybe, should I say, myself even, not with that person, I would have been better off. Yeah, that's what I see. And also some opportunities that I missed, I would have taken them. The opportunities that I missed would have made me a better person today. That's what I feel. But I would have taken them at that time if I could go back in time.
So there's a woman you will run away from.
Very fast.
Thank you.
Will alinua tu mkono hivi ama lipita and you saw the donk and you turned, you would not have turned.
I would not have turned. I would just
You'd have continued walking. Keep on walking, DJ Absolute.
What about yours?
First, I just feel like no one ever figures out everything. And I love that I'm friends with much older people who tell me that don't let anyone tell you that they've figured it out, like this life and whatever. We don't. It's a continuous learning process. And you learn something new every day. And sometimes I look back and I'm like, do I regret anything? Because in essence, this is what we're asking. Is there anything that you regret? And I'm like, and I know that now that I'm sitting here at 37, that I would not be who I am if I didn't make the mistakes that I made. If I didn't, I'm at a sum of all my experiences, all my mistakes, all my mishaps, all my flaws, all the lessons, some very hard. The one thing I want to say that I wish I knew sooner, like you said, you wish you knew sooner, is not to wish you didn't do something. Because it carried with it, even the pain. I would do it all again. Because with each tear, with every regret, with every time you feel pain, it's a lesson that you would never be taught in any class. So I've learned a lot. And now I'm not afraid to make mistakes or to speak up. Now I just, like, what's the worst? What's the worst that could happen to you? When you just take that leap of faith, when you just do it. When you just do it. I'm still mastering and working on my patience because God measured my height with the same cup He measured my patience with.
Kachubulu?
He just sprinkled, put his finger in a glass, and then he was like, that's as tall as you are, and patience too, So I'm still working on my patience. But I'm a little proud of myself because I'm more patient than I was yesterday, last year when I was younger. Because we are in a time where we like instant thrills, instant gratification. You see, everything is so fast. Now you have everything, information at the touch of a button. Now you call food comes to your house. So it's really tough to be patient because the world is not doesn't push you towards patience lately, because everything, we like the fastest car, this internet speeds. I am firing this company. True. We want things that do things faster, everything. So, it's hard, but I hope that I can, before lights out for me, just master patience.
Are there relationships you wish you could mend?
Relationships,
From
I
the
wish
past?
I could. No.
Not just relationships like sexual relationships. Like,
Yeah.
could be relationships with brothers, family.
No,
friends.
no, none at all. Because now I realize about the grand design. Now I understand there's nothing that happens by chance. That lava spat led me here. That mistake, that job that fired me, that took me for granted, led me here where I sit. That
Do you believe everything
not
happens
finishing
for the
school,
good?
everything happens for your good. Everything happens for my good. And I believe that very strongly. And then I love that. What would I change differently? Is the notion that I could change things. Is the notion that I could change things, change situations. You can to an extent, Yolanda. That's what I remind myself. But there's things that are beyond you. The only thing that you pray for to master and hope for is the courage to accept things, that sometimes things are the way they are. You lose a friend, you lose a relative, someone will die sooner than they should. Are you the one who gives life and death? No. Someone will be fired from work that you was near and dear to you. It's happened. You just pick up and go. Mourn, cry, and then just know you don't understand what that door, that no, that letter, what other doors and opportunities will lie ahead for them. So I didn't know that sooner. So the same way you're saying that you wish you learned that sooner, I also wish I learned that sooner, just to accept things.
You don't wish you would have used your talents, like you'd have started DJing maybe when you were much even younger?
No, I actually
building a brand. Because I think personally, I think I wish if I could go back in time, one thing I would really do is make noise.
Yeah, even me. There
make
people,
noise about my.
There are people I started with, and you see them. Okay, they even came after me, and you're looking at them now like wow. And at some point, you're like, hey, see, I would have had this many number of gigs like this guy. I should have pushed more. I should have, like they were saying, make noise like
You still have time,
but then
yo.
when
You
I look
still
at
have
it,
time.
I'm like, I can make noise now. Still.
Now, yes.
Yeah, I can make noise now. And and it'll still count.
It will still count.
Yeah.
And I think the other takeaway for me would be, it's much easier to look back and always feel like, I wish I could change this. But if you really, really look at it wisely, it's yes, you wish you could do that then. But what can you do now?
I don't
What
wish I
can
could
you
change
do
anything.
now? Maybe there are things I wish I could change. But
I
more importantly,
wouldn't.
what can I do now? What can you do now? So if it's someone you haven't talked to,
You can talk to
if it's a
them.
parent that you are estranged with, is a brother, a sister you haven't even talked to in a while, because something's something that happened, and then what can you do about it today? Can you pick up the phone and call this person today?
Because it's a bad mental space to be in, Brian. Shoulda, woulda, coulda.
Should yes.
Shoulda, woulda, coulda. You can sing
So
that from here
I
too.
think at the end of the day, also look at what you can do now, because that's all you can do. You could have, you didn't. You should have, you didn't. So what can you do now?
So my
What
answer,
can you do now?
now I have an answer. If you could go back in time, what would you do different, Yolanda? Nothing.
So nothing.
I would do it the same. The mistakes, the pain, the heartaches, the failures, going back home thrice.
You'd still go to cry in Runda.
I would.
At someone's son's gate.
would. I made a solid friend for the rest of my life. I would. I don't regret it. That was an amazing person who even deserves those tears. Deserved those tears. I would do exactly the same. Still be your knuckle friend, you knucklehead. I'd
There are
still be
people
your
who,
friend.
if I could go back in time, I see their phone call and run away.
Brian,
Run away.
don't regret anything. No, don't.
Lessons. These lessons also teach you something.
That is why you cannot regret them, because you
But
got
now I
something
know
valuable.
them. So if I go back in time, I already know.
You'd
I
avoid
don't
them,
need-
then you would be super mumu, like Super G. Super duper mumu.